We're in the house of odds, the home of the prediction markets. Now, starting today, we're going to be investing $1,000 on Polymarket every week. And this week, we're going to be betting in crypto. We're going to take you guys with us, and I'm going to show you some interesting bets. Now, if you're new to Polymarket and you want to know how to get started, click the link in the description or the button at the top for a video that we made explaining everything Polymarket related from A to Z. Time to start betting. So the first bet I'm going to be opening is the Bitcoin price, obviously, which is going to hit in January. Now, as you can see, we deposited a bit more than $1,000. So we're going to try and invest that in this video. And the biggest one, the main one, what price will Bitcoin hit in January? Now, let's see. At the time of recording, the price of Bitcoin is 95.6K. So the question here is, where are we going to go? And I actually asked my TA guy, my technical analyst, on where he thinks we're heading. Now, looking at the chart over here, we see we were at the 94, 95K. We're actually pumping a bit as we're recording this. And the question is, what are we going to hit soon? Now, there is simply no resistance from the 94K towards the 100K level. And we've been in this structure for over 2 months now. And it seems we're finally breaking out above 94K. Now, another thing we're seeing is we're hitting higher highs and higher lows, which usually mean a bullish trend, as you can see over here. So right now, if you ask me, I think 100K and maybe even above 100K is a very clear area that we can go to. So checking the odds on Polymarket, we are at, like I said, 95K. We're actually getting 52% of the odds whenever we're betting on 100K, which, if you ask me, is, I wouldn't say certain, but nearly certain. 105K is a bit more of a stretch and a bit more of a risky move. So the question here is, are we going to go a bit more for the safe bet where we say, okay, 100K is probably going to be reached, or are we going to go for the more crazy bet for 105K? Now, as this is the biggest bet and as this is the first one, I'm going to be a bit more safe. So I'm going to be betting on the 100K level, going towards the 52% odds. So out of that $1,000, I'm going to be investing $250 into this. As you can see, if we reach the 100K at the end of January, we are going to be pushing towards $477. So we're going to click on yes, and then we say confirm. There we go. We now invested, and we think it's going to go to 100K. So what I'm probably going to do as well is do a tiny bit of a YOLO move and actually bet a bit on the 105K as well, but then a lot smaller. So only $50. But if we hit that, we're going to get 217. Bit risky, but we're going to do that as well. And there we go. We've now invested already 300 out of the 1,000. So let's have a look at some other interesting things that we can bet on. There are obviously a lot of different factors and different segments in crypto. So we can bet on the price, but we can also bet on fully diluted valuations of tokens. And another interesting thing I'm finding here is the OKX IPO in 2026. Now, what does this mean? The IPO means that a company like OKX is actually going to the stock market. So right now it's a private company, and whenever they would IPO, it would mean they would go to the stock markets. So if we do some research and we check this out a bit earlier as well, we see people slowly talking about it. And as you can see, there's even websites copying Polymarket, prediction and odds, as you can see. More and more people are slowly talking about the IPO. So what we've been seeing in the past year is crypto companies going towards an IPO. So you can see it over here. Circle, Gemini has been busy, eToro, Robinhood, all these companies have had their IPO. So if you're asking me, I think the odds are actually quite okay, because I think the chances are that it's going to go towards an IPO. So having a 43% odd is not too bad. So we're going to be investing 150 in that as well. Click confirm, and there we are. So looking at some other ones, what are some interesting bets that we can do? This is a very interesting one. First to 5K, gold or Ethereum. So right now the question is, will we hit 5K per ounce of gold or Ethereum 5K first? Now, let me have a look at what we're at right now. All right. We are sitting, as you can see, let me actually open this a bit more. We've had a massive pump for gold happening. Ever since the beginning of this year, we've been had a crazy pump. And so gold only needs to pump around 10%, but obviously gold is a lot bigger of an asset compared to Ethereum. Because if we go to Ethereum, we were sitting at 3.3K. So we actually need to pump 1.7K for Ethereum to go towards the 5K, and gold has to pump 10%-ish. Now, the world right now that we're in is still very shaky. We have Trump, we've got wars, we've got so many things happening in the world. And usually whenever things like that happen, it's unshaky. People start to invest in commodities like gold and silver. So if you were to ask me, and it seems we're not over yet, I think gold is going to be sooner than Ethereum. And as you can see, there's also an 80% chance nearly. So I am going to be betting on this one. A $100 that we're going to go with gold. Let's see what else we can bet on that is a bit more. Here we go. Will Satoshi move any Bitcoin in 2026? Now, if you're new here, Satoshi Nakamoto is the inventor, the creator of Bitcoin. He wrote the Bitcoin white paper. And the thing is, no one really knows who the guy is. So he has an insane amount of Bitcoin. So Satoshi has around 1 million Bitcoin in a wallet that hasn't been moved since the beginning of Bitcoin, which is roughly 5% of the total supply. So if Satoshi starts moving the Bitcoin, it's going to be painful for Bitcoin in general and crypto. But who knows? I mean, there's a 6% chance, which is actually more than I would have anticipated. So we are going to do a small bet of $50 on Satoshi Nakamoto actually moving a bit of the crypto. Now, these are the bets that we've been opening. Some are in the green, some are still red, but obviously it's been a couple minutes. But we still got some cash left. So let's see what other fun ones we can do. We have got... Let me see. This is actually an interesting one. Record crypto liquidation in 2026. Now, let me look it up. The last largest liquidation event was around 19 billion, or I believe 20 billion, that has been happening. And the thing is, before that, we had like 4 billion. As you can see here, a whopping 19.5 billion has been liquidated on October 10th of 2025. And so the bet right now is, will we have a new record liquidation happening in crypto? So is it going to be more than the 19.5 billion? Obviously, hard to say, but odd-wise, we are looking at a 16% chance for yes and 86% chance of no. I don't really see it happening anytime soon. However, with crypto, you never know. And because of that, I think betting on the no is just not rewardable right now, because even if you were to invest 200, you would only get back 230. But crypto can be very volatile. So for this one, we are actually going to be betting on the yes part. Now, as you can see, if we do get liquidation, we earn nearly 500. So we are going to bet on that one. Let's see if there's some other interesting ones that we can have a go at. Now, these fully diluted valuations are also very interesting. And I actually see one here. Will Backpack launch a token buy? Now, Backpack is a new exchange. It's called the Backpack Exchange. We actually did an interview with the founder of Backpack Exchange. Now, the exchange itself seems to be very well with their branding. They're doing it properly. Not that many pairs of tokens, but actually the ones that you need and the ones that are in high volume. The only thing with Backpack is usually whenever they set a time, it takes a bit longer than what they say it will do. So I think they will launch a token, but if you were to ask me, probably not by March 31st of this year. So for this one, I am actually going to be betting on the no part here. There we go. So we got around $200 left, 150 to 200. Let's see if there's some other interesting one. Once again, will Phantom launch a token? Let's see if we can do a short one for the weekly. So what price will Bitcoin hit on January 12th until 18th? So that's right now it's 14th of January, so in 4 to 5 days, what will it hit? The main odds right now are 98K, 54%, and 100K is actually 25%. So what I'm going to do for this experiment is finish the last part of the cash that we have got laying around and split those over those two. So I think it will hit the 98K. And we got around 150 left, so I'm going to be betting 100 on this one. And to completely and finally get a bit more risky one, we're also going to be betting $50 on the 100K. As you can see, if we hit it, we get 1 or 3 times our money back. And there we go. Let's have a look at our portfolio. It still needs to update. We just did the last bet. But right now, we've invested around $1,000 in these different bets on Polymarket. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come back in around 1 week's time and see what we're at. Right now, we're at 1039. And let's see in a week's time whether it's up, whether it's down, whether it's break even, and what we should be doing at that part and saying, okay, we're going to sell some positions, keep the positions. And yeah, let's find out what's going to happen. Stay tuned. See you in a week.
1 week later.
All right, guys, we're back in the house of odds. Now, it's been a week since we invested $1,000 into our Polymarket story, and we're going to update you guys today on what's been happening. Now, once again, a quick reminder, if you want to get started with Polymarket, click the link below in the description or at the top of the video to check out our A to Z Polymarket guide on how to get started. So, like I said, we had $1,000 and we're currently sitting at 650. So we're down 350. Now we already lost one bet actually. The one where we said, okay, crypto is going to go up in 12th until 18th of January, which is already passed as right now it's the 20th of January. So we lost this bet actually. And the positions that we have got open are still these one, now worth 650 in total. Now, one big thing to note is that crypto has gone down quite a bit. So if we check up the price right now, we're looking at 91K, whereas the last time I think we were sitting at 95K-ish. So I do have to say that it seems as if this might be a hedge against crypto. So if you've got some crypto positions open, you might as well say, okay, we're going to go the other way around on Polymarket and we're going to bet on actually crypto going down. Now, let's quickly walk through our positions. Will Backpack launch a token by March 31st? We bet at 28 cents, still sitting at 28 cents. Nothing really happened there. The OKX IPO, we bet at 44, now at 33. So that one has gone down. Probably because crypto has gone down as well. And I think it's a reasonable thought that then a crypto exchange would delay their IPO because you obviously would be preferring to go live in a very bullish market. Now, first to 5K, gold or ETH is actually the first one that we gone up. We bet at 80 cents. It is now at 87. So let's have a look at the gold price because last time I believe it was 4.6K per ounce. Now at 4.7K. So this one going towards 5K is actually quite a bit happening sooner than we thought. A record crypto liquidation in 2026. We bet at 20 cents, now at 19 cents. Nothing really changed there. But then our big loss, $190 down, is will Bitcoin reach 100K in January? Now we bet at 52 cents and it's now at 13 cents. And the same one for 105K. We bet at 23, now at 4 cents, losing $40 here. Obviously, Bitcoin has gone down, which means these positions are going down as well. And these were just like bet on actually crypto going up, which didn't happen. Now, will Satoshi move any Bitcoin in 2026? We said, okay, it's going to happen at 7 cents, still sitting at 7 cents, so nothing changed there. So overall, we invested $1,000 last week and we're now at 650, down 350. So for this test, we've actually gone down and lost a bit. And for our next week's video, we're going to try the same thing. We're going to invest $1,000 once again, but then on a different sector. For example, politics, finance, earnings, tax, you name it. We're going to see which ones we're going to make profit on. So if you're interested in watching those, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what you thought were going to happen. And I hope to see you guys at the next video next week. Thanks for watching, guys.